So another one of the benefits of my job is getting to select the car you drive home. And tonight, I think I'll take the 240M. Let's talk about it. I am not the world's biggest BMW fan. I like them, don't get me wrong. They're a nice car. They are German. But mostly they seem a little stuffy to me. And ever since I was a wee lad, I've had a bad taste put in my mouth from my dad's 3 Series. He had a 328 back in the day. That was great. It was a cool little car, but it was rear wheel drive and it was foolish. And the wrong one. He bought it in the middle of life changes and had a hard time. Now, I love this car, but I probably won't take it home. But I will tell you all about it. The thing about the BMW M240 is that it is better than the M4. I'm just going to tell it right as it is. This is a 2019 M240 convertible. 0 to 60, with the convertible body weight, probably 4.5-ish seconds. 335 horsepowers and 369, 370 meters makes no difference torques. And it is a fantastic little engine and a fantastic little car. Which makes me sad that, they don't make very many of them. But I will say this, that they definitely are good at acceleration, at handling, at feel. It is the right recipe, which is the rear wheel drive. The rear wheel drive coupled by, what's going on traffic-wise here? We won't get on the freeway. The rear wheel drive with the engine in the front, super smooth ride, super smooth feel, and it just does everything you want. Also, the handling and the steering is just phenomenal. It is easy and fun to drive. It is comfortable. The seats hug you. They're very adjustable, but the engine and the throttle response is just next level, honestly. My stepdad only has the BMWs. That's all he has. He and my mom, they're funny. But, that's where, he'll talk to you about the throttle response, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. It's just the feel of the car. And if I was to be honest, the feel of these cars are fantastic. It's just my life experience with the BMWs are so different. But I think it's hard to beat their design and their design language and the functionality of the car. Here's the thing. You could buy other cars, but they're just inherently worse than this BMW. You could buy the Audi convertible and an equivalent Audi convertible, but it's going to be heavy and slow because of the all-wheel drive system and because Audis are under-torqued. And you could buy the Mercedes, but it's going to be not quite as fun to drive, and it's not going to be as responsive. It's going to be a little more for old ladies. You could buy the Lexus. Back in the day, you could buy the IS 350, but it was slow as sin because it was heavy. Ask me how I know. I owned one. So, you have a variety pack of options you can put into your cars, and there are many cars that are far less viable of a choice. And so why am I snaky about them? Well, I don't know. I like the all-wheel drive capabilities of Audis, and so I'm kind of a sucker for them, even though they are essentially front-wheel drive cars. And so, it makes you feel, a little bit more commuter daily drivery setup, which is fine. And maybe that's what it is. I'm just an old middle manager who wants to buy a boring German car rather than the sporty, fun German car, which is going to be you know, not perfect, but really, really good. Um, Here's the thing. Also, I don't know if you're just giving in to the cliche if you buy the BMW and you go BMW route, because the preconceived notions of the BMW is the young urban professional, which is, I came up in the 80s, so that's, that yuppie mentality in the BMW was so stereotypical that it's hard to fight that mode of thinking, even though it's fallacious and scurrilous in relation to the quality of the automobile that you're driving. So why? Why do we give in to those base instincts when it's foolishness to actually do it? Oh my gosh, I love the new sports style Camry. Now, the other thing that I'm going to talk about is the ability to drive a car fast. I We have a BMW M4 on our lot, which is a great car. Yeah, the sport Camry. So hilarious. Uh, and it is a fine car. It is just hard to drive fast. Like, you have to be on top of it. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. That car will bite you, and it does not suffer fools. And to accelerate, you have to really be in a mode that's going to make the ride harsh and make the feel harsh, and which means that you're going to be in sport car mode all of the time. Whereas in this little M240, that's just not how the car feels. It's so smooth and so easy to drive fast and so easy just to get on the gas, you see. You just can put it all out there, and it's not that hard. You're not driving hard, you're not driving fast. The suspension is still nice, but man, you get in that 4-second-ish range to 60 in a convertible, and you're going to have to be buying a Porsche Cayman or Boxster to get an equivalent. And it's, a great exhaust note and a great feel. It's not piped into the speakers as much as it has been in years past. If you really get on top of it, you will throw these wheels out and you will spin the car. It is all that you want as far as speed and capability, but also just regular old functionality is just downright amazing as well. Now, I really like the feel of this car. I like the fact that it's easy to drive, and I like that it is a more balanced approach to working and driving, which means you get to just do your everyday thing and not feel like you are in an M4, where everyone's going to race you, where every cop is going to look at you, and everyone's going to look at you and think you're, a banker or a real estate agent, but you're still going to have a car that's comfortable and fun to drive. And when the top is down, you have 1,000,000 miles of headroom, and you have a car that is going to get you from point A to point B in a sense of style and class and design, where you know that you can understand and see where the form and function of your ergonomics come into play. T-Rex just drove by. Speaking of funny cars. But yeah, so that's the bottom line with these. I think you can do so much worse, and I think you can do so much better by just having this car be the car that you want as far as a daily driver and as far as the overall car experience. I would look into the BMW if you are looking for the convertible. If you don't want the hardtop convertible and you want one that's fast and fun, the M240, even though it's discontinued, look for one that's well put together with low miles. This one only has 11,500 miles on it. It's fantastic. It doesn't have the cooled seats, which I wish it did. That's always something, Utah's weird, right? Because we're a desert, so it's cold in the winter, but in the summer it's hot. We've been around 100 degrees for weeks this summer, and over 100 degrees for lots of weeks this summer. So we get both extremes. So we have to have the cold weather package and the summer package, which is funny. But anyway, so that's what I would say. Look into the BMW. It is so much of a car that it's really hard to undersell its niceness. And so it's funny that I have such a disdain for it in so many ways. Anyway, come see us here at Pressman Auto. Come talk to me online. I will do car reviews for you. We're still moving metal, even though interest rates are high, and we're still getting cool cars to talk about and sell. I need you to like and subscribe, and reach out to me for content suggestions as far as which cars you want me to talk about, how you want me to talk about them. My wife wanted a Bronco. I did not want to spend $70,000, so I bought her a Jeep Rubicon Unlimited. Tell me if I'm a jerk for doing that. I'll show you that Jeep Rubicon, actually, and what our plans are for it. It's a sweet rig, man. You get a lot out of those. Anyway, we're awesome. We're here. We're not just a Subaru dealer, even though we have a lot of them. I'll talk to you very soon. And again, like, subscribe, hit me up.